I still remember the exact moment my stomach dropped. It was supposed to be the perfect vacation, the kind of trip best friends talk about for years but never actually take. After months of saving money, using vacation days, and coordinating schedules, my best friend Ava and I finally booked a week-long getaway to Miami. At least, that's what I thought it was. Looking back now, there were signs I should have noticed. Small things, strange things. But when you trust someone completely, your mind has a way of explaining away the red flags. Ava and I had been inseparable since college. We met during freshman orientation at the University of Illinois. She was funny, confident, and fearless. I was more cautious, more reserved. Somehow, we balanced each other perfectly. Over the next 8 years, we became family. When my father died unexpectedly, Ava stayed with me for 3 nights straight. When she went through a devastating breakup, I helped her pack her ex-boyfriend's belongings and move into a new apartment. We knew each other's secrets, or at least I thought we did. The moment we stepped into the luxury hotel lobby in Miami, I felt genuinely happy. The place was stunning. Massive crystal chandeliers hung from the ceiling. Sunlight poured through enormous windows overlooking the ocean. Guests walked around carrying designer luggage while soft piano music floated through the air. "This is incredible," I said. Ava smiled. "Told you it would be worth it." We rolled our suitcases toward the reception desk. The woman behind the counter greeted us warmly. "Welcome to the Ocean Crest Resort." "Checking in." "Yes," Ava answered quickly. She handed over her ID. The receptionist typed for several seconds. Then her expression changed. Not dramatically, just enough. A slight pause. A small frown. A glance back at the screen. "Is something wrong?" I asked. The woman hesitated. "No, not exactly. I just want to confirm your reservation." "Okay." She looked directly at us. "I have 1 king bed suite reserved under Ava Mitchell." For a second, I thought I heard her wrong. "A king bed?" I repeated. "Yes." I laughed nervously. "No, that's impossible. We booked a room with 2 beds." The receptionist checked again. According to the reservation history, the booking was changed 2 weeks ago. My smile disappeared. Changed. I looked at Ava. For a split second, something flashed across her face. Panic. Then it vanished. "Oh my God," she laughed. "Seriously?" The booking website probably glitched. The receptionist shrugged apologetically. "I'm sorry, but that's what the system shows." I crossed my arms. "Can we switch rooms?" She shook her head. "Unfortunately, we're completely booked." Ava immediately jumped in. "It's fine." The speed of her answer caught my attention. Too fast. Too comfortable. I stared at her. "You're okay with this?" She forced another laugh. "We're adults, Emma. It's just a bed." The comment felt strange. Very strange. Because Ava and I had traveled together before. And she was always the person who demanded separate beds. Always. But before I could question it further, she grabbed the room keys. "Come on. We're wasting vacation time." The elevator ride felt awkward. I couldn't explain why. Nothing major had happened. Yet something inside me felt unsettled. When the elevator doors opened on the 23rd floor, Ava seemed unusually nervous. She kept checking her phone, looking around, smiling at messages she refused to explain. "Who's texting you?" I asked. She quickly locked the screen. "No one. No one." The answer came too quickly. As we walked toward our room, I noticed another message light up her phone. This time I caught part of the preview. "Can't wait to see." Before I could read the rest, she turned the screen away. My stomach tightened. "Everything okay?" I asked. "Yep. Work stuff. Just random nonsense." Another lie. I could feel it. For the first time in 8 years, my best friend was hiding something from me. I just didn't know what. Not yet. What I didn't realize was that the hotel room wasn't a system error. It wasn't a mistake. And before this vacation ended, I would discover a betrayal so shocking that it would destroy our friendship forever. The first night should have been relaxing. Instead, it became the beginning of a nightmare. The suite was beautiful. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked the ocean, and the sound of waves crashing against the shore filled the room. Most people would have been thrilled. I wasn't. The king bed sat in the center of the room like a giant reminder that something wasn't right. Ava acted strangely from the moment we walked in. While I unpacked my suitcase, she barely touched hers. Instead, she sat on the balcony texting constantly. Every few minutes, her phone lit up. Every few minutes, she smiled. I tried not to overthink it. People date. People text. People have private lives. Still, something bothered me. Around dinner time, I finally asked, "Are you seeing someone?" She nearly dropped her phone. "What?" "Someone's clearly keeping your attention." For a moment, she looked trapped. Then she laughed. "Nothing serious." That answer surprised me. Ava told me everything. Every date. Every breakup. Every embarrassing story. But now she was suddenly secretive. "What's his name?" I asked. She took a sip of wine. "It's complicated." I stared at her. "Since when do you keep secrets from me?" The question seemed to hit a nerve. Her smile faded. "We don't have to tell each other everything." The words felt cold. Unlike her. Unlike us. I tried changing the subject. But the weird feeling stayed. The next morning made it worse. I woke up around 7 and noticed Ava wasn't in the room. Her side of the bed was empty. Her purse was gone. Her phone charger was unplugged. I checked the clock. 7:08 a.m. Where would she go that early? I texted her. No response. I called. Straight to voicemail. An hour later, she returned carrying coffee. Morning. I crossed my arms. "Where were you?" She avoided eye contact. "Couldn't sleep." "For 3 hours?" She froze. Then shrugged. "Walked on the beach." Maybe I would have believed her. Except there was one problem. The hotel app showed a charge from the rooftop restaurant at 5:17 a.m. 2 breakfast meals. Not 1. 2. That afternoon, I started noticing more details. Ava constantly checked the lobby. She kept fixing her hair. She seemed nervous whenever we passed certain areas of the hotel. Like she was waiting for someone. Or hiding from someone. That evening, everything changed. We entered the hotel bar for drinks. And the moment Ava saw someone across the room, the color drained from her face. I followed her gaze. A tall man in an expensive suit stood near the windows. And when his eyes met Ava's, both of them immediately looked away. That's when I knew. This trip wasn't about a vacation. Ava had another reason for bringing me here. And I was about to find out what it was. The second I saw that man's reaction, my instincts kicked in. Something was wrong. Very wrong. Ava quickly grabbed my arm. "Let's sit somewhere else." I looked at her. "Why?" "No reason." The answer came too fast. Again, we sat at a table near the opposite side of the lounge. But Ava couldn't stop looking toward him. Neither could I. The man appeared to be in his late 30s. Confident. Successful. The type of guy who looked like he belonged in luxury hotels. A wedding ring gleamed on his finger. That detail caught my attention immediately. 10 minutes later, Ava suddenly stood. "I'm going to the restroom." I nodded. The moment she disappeared around the corner, I glanced across the room. The man was gone too. My stomach tightened. No way. No chance. Curiosity got the better of me. I walked toward the hallway leading to the restrooms. Voices echoed around the corner. A man. A woman. "Ava." I stopped. "I told you not to come near me," Ava whispered. "You said Emma wouldn't suspect anything." My heart stopped. Emma. Me. The man's side. She's not supposed to know. Know what? Ava sounded angry. "You promised this would be simple." "It is simple." "No, it's not." Silence followed. Then the man spoke again. "What matters is getting her signature." The words hit me like a truck. My signature? I stepped backward before they could hear me. My pulse pounded inside my ears. What signature? What were they talking about? A few minutes later, Ava returned, acting completely normal. Meanwhile, my mind raced. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I started paying attention. Really paying attention. Back in our room, she took a shower. Her phone sat on the nightstand. Buzz. A new message appeared. The screen lit up. And before I could stop myself, I looked. One text. From someone named Ryan. "Everything is ready. Just keep her distracted." I felt physically sick. Keep her distracted. For what? Who was Ryan? Why was he talking about me? And why was my best friend helping him? I quickly placed the phone back exactly where it had been. Ava emerged from the bathroom moments later. Smiling. Acting normal. Acting like she hadn't just shattered 8 years of trust. That night, I barely slept. Because deep down, I knew the truth. My best friend had brought me to Miami for a reason. And whatever that reason was, it wasn't good. The next morning, I decided to find answers. No more guessing. No more excuses. While Ava slept, I left the room quietly. I went straight to the hotel business center and opened my laptop. The name Ryan stayed stuck in my head, so I searched for him. At first, nothing seemed unusual. Then I found him. Ryan Caldwell, real estate developer, multimillionaire, married. My heart skipped, because I recognized his face immediately. He was the man from the hotel bar. The same man secretly meeting Ava. The same man talking about getting my signature. Then I found something even worse. A company website, and listed among the executive staff. Ava Mitchell, my best friend. I stared at the screen in disbelief. She never told me she worked for him. Never. Not once. Yet there she was, Vice President of Acquisitions. How was that possible? The answer came an hour later. I called my older brother Ethan. He's a lawyer in Chicago. After explaining everything, he became silent. Then he asked a question. Emma, did your grandmother leave you property? My stomach dropped. How do you know that? Answer me. Yes. Silence. Then Ethan spoke slowly. Ryan Caldwell has been trying to buy that property for years. Every hair on my body stood up. The lakefront land, my grandmother's property, worth millions. The inheritance I'd refused to sell. Suddenly everything made sense. The trip, the lies, the secret meetings, the mysterious signature. They wanted my land, and Ava was helping them. My hands shook. 8 years of friendship. 8 years. And she sold me out for money. But the worst part wasn't the betrayal. The worst part was discovering what came next. Because Ethan uncovered documents showing someone had been preparing paperwork in my name. Documents I had never signed. Documents designed to transfer ownership. Someone wasn't just trying to convince me. Someone was preparing to steal from me. And the person helping them wasn't a stranger. It was my best friend. The woman I trusted more than anyone else in the world. At that moment, something inside me broke. But something else was born too. Because I wasn't going to be their victim. And before this trip ended, they were going to regret ever targeting me. I wish I could tell you I immediately became strong after discovering the truth. I didn't. I broke. That afternoon, I sat alone on the beach staring at the ocean while tourists laughed around me. The world felt unreal. For 8 years, Ava had been my person. The first person I called when something good happened. The first person I called when something terrible happened. She knew everything about me. My fears. My dreams. The mistakes I was ashamed of. And now I was learning that while I trusted her completely, she had been helping someone who wanted to take something that belonged to my family. The betrayal hurt more than the possible financial loss. Money can be replaced. Trust can't. My phone rang. It was Ethan. I dug deeper, he said. His voice sounded tense. What did you find? You need to be careful. My stomach tightened. Why? Because Ryan's company is struggling. That surprised me. From the outside, Ryan looked incredibly successful. Luxury suits, expensive watches, private jets on social media. The perfect image. But Ethan explained the truth. Ryan had overextended himself. Several projects were failing. Investors were demanding results. And my inherited lakefront property was one of the last opportunities that could save his company. He needs that land badly, Ethan said. How badly? Bad enough to risk crossing legal lines. I felt cold. The pieces were falling into place. Ryan wasn't chasing a business opportunity. He was desperate. And desperate people do dangerous things. That evening I returned to the hotel room. Ava was sitting on the balcony, watching the sunset. For a brief moment, she looked like the friend I used to know. The friend who sat beside me after my father's funeral. The friend who stayed up all night helping me study for exams. The friend who promised we'd always have each other's backs. Then she smiled at her phone, and reality came rushing back. That friend was gone. Maybe she'd been gone for a long time. I simply hadn't noticed. Everything okay? She asked. The concern in her voice sounded genuine. That was what hurt most. She could lie so naturally. I forced a smile. Just tired. She nodded. Tomorrow will be better. Maybe she believed that. Maybe she thought I'd eventually sign whatever papers they put in front of me. Maybe she thought I was still clueless. What she didn't know was that I had already spoken with a lawyer. I already knew the truth. And while she thought I was at my weakest point, I was quietly preparing my next move. Because if Ava and Ryan wanted to play games, I was done being the target. It was time to become the player. and neither of them saw it coming. The next morning, I woke up with complete clarity. The tears were gone. The heartbreak was still there, but now it was mixed with something stronger. Determination. I called Ethan again. This time, I had a plan. I need evidence. What kind? Everything. For the next several hours, Ethan and his legal team worked remotely while I stayed close to Ava. Pretending, smiling, acting normal. It was exhausting, but necessary. By lunchtime, Ethan sent me information that changed everything. Ryan's company wasn't simply struggling. It was drowning. Millions in debt. Investors pulling out. Projects delayed. Loans approaching default. And most importantly, several investors had no idea how desperate things had become. Ryan was hiding the truth. That gave me leverage. Then Ethan delivered another bombshell. "Emma, we found emails." My heart raced. What emails? Between Ryan and Ava. I closed my eyes. Part of me still hoped there was some explanation, some misunderstanding. There wasn't. The emails were devastating. Months of communication, secret meetings, discussions about my property, discussions about manipulating me, even conversations about bringing me to Miami. The vacation had been planned around their scheme. Every detail, every reservation, every event, everything. The realization hurt, but it also freed me, because now there was no doubt, no confusion, no emotional attachment clouding my judgment. Ava had made her choice. Now I would make mine. That evening, Ryan finally approached me directly. The encounter happened exactly as I expected. He appeared near the hotel restaurant with a charming smile. "Am I right?" I pretended to be surprised. "Yes, I'm Ryan." As if we were strangers. As if I didn't already know everything. We shook hands. He introduced himself as a businessman interested in real estate. Then he casually mentioned my grandmother's property, almost like it was coincidence. Almost. I played along, asked questions, acted curious. By the end of the conversation, Ryan looked confident. Very confident. He thought I was falling for the act. What he didn't realize was that every word he spoke was helping me build a case against him. The trap was no longer around me. It was around him, and it was getting tighter every hour. The following day was when everything started falling apart for them, and they didn't even realize it. Ryan invited me to lunch. Ava encouraged me to go. The two of them probably thought they were guiding me exactly where they wanted. In reality, I was guiding them. The restaurant overlooked the ocean. Expensive, private, perfect for business discussions. Ryan wasted little time. After a few minutes of small talk, he brought up the property again. "I think there's tremendous potential there." I smiled politely. "I'm listening." His eyes lit up. That single sentence gave him hope. Over the next hour, Ryan revealed more than he intended. He described development plans, future profits, investor expectations, financial projections. The more he talked, the more confident he became. Meanwhile, my phone quietly recorded everything from inside my purse. Every promise, every statement, every misleading claim. By the end of lunch, Ryan believed victory was close. Then came the second phase of my plan. That night, Ethan arranged a video call with several of Ryan's investors. People who had been told very different stories about the company's financial health. People who didn't know the risks. People who didn't know Ryan was trying to secure my property through questionable tactics. The evidence spoke for itself. Emails, documents, recordings, timelines, everything. The reaction was immediate. Investors demanded explanations. Lawyers became involved. Questions started flying. And Ryan suddenly found himself defending actions he never expected anyone to discover. But the biggest surprise wasn't Ryan. It was Ava. Because when she realized things were unraveling, she panicked. For the first time since Miami began, I saw genuine fear in her eyes. The confident woman who thought she controlled the situation was disappearing. And in her place stood someone who finally understood the consequences of her choices. Still, the final confrontation had yet to happen. The biggest explosion was waiting, and it would happen the very next night. The night everything came crashing down. The final night in Miami arrived with a storm rolling in from the ocean. Dark clouds covered the sky, and strong winds rattled the windows of the hotel. It felt fitting. Everything around us seemed to reflect the chaos that had been building beneath the surface all week. I received a text from Ava around 7 p.m. Can we talk? 3 simple words. After everything that had happened, they felt almost ridiculous. Still, I agreed. We met on the rooftop terrace overlooking the water. For a few moments, neither of us spoke. The city lights shimmered in the distance while thunder echoed far away. Ava looked exhausted. Her eyes were red. Her shoulders slumped. For the first time since we arrived, she didn't seem confident. She seemed scared. How long have you known? She finally asked. I looked directly at her. Long enough. She lowered her head. I never wanted it to go this far. I almost laughed. Not because it was funny, because of how absurd it sounded. You helped plan this entire trip. Tears formed in her eyes. I know. You lied to me for months. I know. You tried to manipulate me into signing away property my grandmother left me. She flinched. I know. The silence between us felt heavy. Then I asked the question that had haunted me since Miami began. Why? Her answer came slowly. And honestly, because I was desperate. I said nothing. Ava wiped tears from her face. She explained everything. The truth was uglier than I expected. A few years earlier, she'd made terrible investments. Then came credit card debt, personal loans, financial mistakes she kept hiding from everyone, including me, especially me. Ryan offered her a way out. A promotion, money, bonuses, a future. All she had to do was help convince me to sell. At first, she told herself nobody would get hurt. Then the lies got bigger, and bigger, and bigger, until she couldn't escape them. You should have come to me, I said quietly. More tears rolled down her cheeks. I know. You were my best friend. That sentence broke her. Completely. She covered her face and cried. For a moment, I almost cried too. Because despite everything, part of me still remembered the girl who had stood beside me through some of the hardest moments of my life. But trust is fragile, and once shattered, it rarely returns the same. Then another voice interrupted us. Emma. Ryan. He had arrived. His expensive confidence was gone. The investors had already begun pulling support. Lawyers were asking questions. His empire was cracking, and he knew it. He looked at me, then Ava, then back at me. I think we've all made mistakes. I stared at him. Mistakes. His jaw tightened. You don't understand the pressure I was under. No, I replied. You don't understand the pressure you're under now. That landed exactly as intended. For the first time, I saw genuine fear in his eyes. The evidence was out. The investors knew. The lawyers knew. And soon, many more people would know. Ryan realized he had lost. Not just the property. Everything. Without another word, he turned and walked away. The storm finally broke above us. Rain began falling across the rooftop. Ava and I stood there silently as thunder rolled across the ocean. The friendship that had survived 8 years had ended in a single week. And there was nothing left to save. 3 months later, life looked very different. Ryan's company never recovered. Several projects were canceled. Multiple investigations followed. His reputation, carefully built over years, collapsed faster than he ever imagined. As for the property, I still owned every inch of it, exactly as my grandmother intended. But the biggest changes weren't financial. They were personal. For weeks after Miami, I struggled. Not because of Ryan, because of Ava. Losing a best friend feels a lot like grief. You don't just lose a person. You lose memories, traditions, inside jokes, future plans. You lose a version of your life. There were days I wanted to call her. Days I almost texted. Days I wondered whether forgiveness was possible. Then I would remember the lies, the manipulation, the months of deception, and I would stop. One afternoon, I visited my grandmother's property alone. The lake was calm. The air smelled like pine trees and summer grass. I sat on the old wooden dock she used to love. The same dock where she taught me how to fish when I was a little girl. The same dock where she told me something I never fully understood until now. Character isn't revealed when life is easy. It's revealed when life gives you a reason to betray yourself. Back then, I thought it was just another wise saying. Now it felt like a lesson she'd left specifically for me. Ava had faced hardship. Ryan had faced pressure. Both had chosen shortcuts. Both had sacrificed their integrity. And eventually, both paid the price. As for me, I learned something valuable too. Trust should be given carefully. Not because people are bad, but because even good people can make terrible choices. A year later, I partnered with a conservation organization and transformed much of the lakefront property into protected land and a community recreation area. Something my grandmother would have loved. Something bigger than money. Something meaningful. Sometimes I still think about Ava. I genuinely hope she finds peace. I hope she learns from what happened. I hope she becomes the person I once believed she was. But some chapters are meant to end. And that's okay, because not every ending is a tragedy. Sometimes an ending creates space for a better beginning. The Miami trip was supposed to be a vacation. Instead, it became a test. A test of loyalty. A test of character. A test of trust. I lost my best friend. But I found something even more important. Myself.